can be hard to find the time to even understand what works for you. The good news is that with change comes opportunity. CA Catalyst is a strategic program by Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand that is designed to help you make sense of disruptive technology and to give you more time to focus on providing business advice, which is where the real value lies. It will provide you with opportunities to build personal and organisational capabilities, to access new markets, and to create new services. It will also empower you to explore new solutions, technologies, and insights that build value not only for yourselves, but for your clients and communities. We're just getting started, and we'd love for you to join us for the journey. Visit charteredaccountantanz.com/CA-catalyst.
Can you hear me? Yeah, awesome. Welcome everyone to the World Congress of Accountants Startup Pitch Competition. It's really nice to see so many of you out here joining this event. Thank you for coming. And for those dialing in virtually, thanks for joining us wherever you're dialing from around the world. It's really good to have you here. I believe this is the first time in World Congress of Accountants that they've attempted a startup pitch event. So you can truly say this was made in India. So, thank you. I work for Chartered Accountants Australia, New Zealand, and I'm the General Manager of Strategy there, and my team works with the public practice. Our goal is to help a lot of accounting firms in Australia and New Zealand modernize the way they operate, so that they can move up the value chain, so that they can be difference makers. And amongst a lot of the programs we do there, it's about helping them embrace the future of accounting. And what better way to do that than to be closer to the startup ecosystem? You know, the startup ecosystem, if you think about it, you know, they're digital first, they're entrepreneurial, they're frugal in the way they operate. And when I say frugal, they do more with less because they don't have the big budgets, they don't have the big resources and the capacities. And so their customer experience, they're digital first in leading those spaces. And by chartered accountants getting closer to that, they actually learn about how to be digital first, how to be more entrepreneurial at the same time. They learn about all these emerging technologies that some of these startups are doing and using, and they're learning about all these new business models and payment models as well. Think about crypto, for example. So by combining both the startup ecosystem and the accounting world, we're bridging the gap to disruption. That's basically what's happening. So this event wouldn't have been possible without the awesome collaboration with Institute of Chartered Accountants India, and I couldn't thank them enough to let us actually host this stage in collaboration with them. I'd like to invite the President of ICAI and the Vice President of ICAI to say a few words. I don't need it. It's not for me. Yeah, it's for some other.
Wow.
It's for
7 p.m. and we have a full house.
Oh, no.
I think, yes, big applause to all of you for your energy. The day started early in the morning at 10 o'clock, and all of you saw me embarrassed. Maybe some of you did with Baba Ramdev trying some yoga moves. And we've had all of us had a long day with so many enthralling sessions. But this is so inspiring to see such a huge gathering in the evening after the sessions have ended for this wonderful topic and concept that CAANZ has brought to you, Startup Pitch Night. I recognize the presence of the chairman of the MSME and Startup Committee of ICAI, Dheeraj Khandelwalji, who has been pioneering the work in startups for India. Of course, the immediate past president of IFAC, Alan Johnson, Rachel Greaves, and all the leaders of CANZ. It's truly a pleasure and privilege to be here today. When Shiv and Mudit got in touch with us that CAANZ was planning an event like this, immediately the reaction of President, myself, and of course the entire organizing committee, we have other Central Council members, Umesh Sharma, and everybody was, wow, what a thought. And I can only say that this is something, Dheeraj bhai, that we have also attempted at ICAI, but the scale is phenomenal. And with so many Indian chartered accountants participating in this event, I am confident that we will be able to hold much more events like this at the Institute also, because this is truly inspirational and the interest that our chartered accountants have in the startups. I will only end with the words that Gautam Ambani today said. Mr. Gautam Ambani talked about the unicorns and the startups and the importance that they are playing. We ended up with a discussion with the C&AG and the NFRA chairman, both of whom were in fact part of the finance ministry and implemented what is we all in the startup world known as JAM, the Jandan account, Aadhaar, and of course the banking accounts through mobile, which have been enabled and ensured that so many startups have been created. And both of them also were reminiscing their days in the revenue department when they were able to get this trilogy together and the opportunities and possibilities for creating unicorns that the government has enabled. And I think what Mr. Ambani said in terms of, Mr. Adani said in terms of the startups, the number of unicorns happening, I think this crowd today proves, and I'll again quote him, which said that if there was ever a time to be an Indian, if there was ever a time to be in India or associated with India, it is now. This audience today proves it. All the very best to all the startups, all the chartered accountants associated with startups, and my compliments and congratulations once again to CANZ for planning this wonderful event. We look forward to many more collaborations with this wonderful institution, which was one of the first to come on board, raise their hand and say, yes, we will support the World Congress, when we ourselves did not know whether we will be able to host a physical World Congress. So thank you to CAANZ and the entire team here who have been instrumental, and my best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those very inspiring words. You wouldn't believe the amount of work that went into organizing this, by the way. So thank you everyone who was part in making this come together. We've literally spent weeks selecting 6 startups, 3 from Australia and 3 from India, to participate in this event. We wanted to pick 6 startups that were young, that were new, that they're very early stage startups. So they haven't made big changes or big differences in the world yet, but they will. Because we have faith that they're doing amazing things using really cool technology like AI and blockchain, and they're solving for real issues. Now, it's going to be tricky for them because each startup will only get 3 minutes to do their pitch. I don't know if you've ever tried this. Have you tried to introduce your business within 3 minutes? It's so hard to communicate the problems you're solving, who you are, why you exist, and why someone should believe you within 3 minutes. So these startups have been spending days rehearsing, going through this 3-minute pitch. And today, you guys will get to vote who creates the most compelling pitch. The most compelling pitch that you believe will make a big difference. And you'll be voting on that. So the way it's going to work is the startups come. You know, some of them will be virtual, some of them will be here face-to-face. They start pitching. There is a timer that goes on. At the end of the 3 minutes, the music will start playing almost, so they almost got to end their pitch. We'll have some of our judges who will actually come on and actually ask some questions to learn a little bit more about the business or give them some advice, and I'll introduce the judges in a minute. And at the end of the 6 pitches, you guys will have to use your WCOA app to vote for your favorite pitch of the night. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to get you all to pull out your apps right now. go to the event, go to pitch night. There is a section there, a button there which says participate. And when you participate, there should be a poll that comes up. And the question on that poll is, what do we mean by a unicorn in the startup world? Can I get you guys to answer that question straight away, please? And can I get the poll on screen? Would you guys get into the poll? Anyone having difficulty? No? Because I don't see an answer coming on. Can I get a show of hands if you've answered the poll? Yeah, nice. I guess the poll is working. We'll move on. That's the world of startups, you know, you innovate as you go. Okay, so we're going to move on to introducing the judges. It's actually nice to know everyone knew the answer. This was a bit of a trick question, and it's good to know that that is the truth, by the way. So it's a unicorn is any business with over $1 billion of investment. Here's a fun fact I found out yesterday. India surpassed China as for the number of unicorns within the first half of 2022. Congratulations. So India is now the third largest ecosystem as far as startups are concerned. And within no time, I believe you'd be close to number one. So that's why I think CAs need to be in the game, to be honest. All right, I'm going to introduce our judges, our honorary judges for tonight. I'd like to introduce Kate Boorer, President of Chartered Accountants Australia New Zealand. Kate is the founder of Young Professional Women Australia and partner of a consultancy specializing in the alignment of capability, leadership, and organizational culture with business strategy. Welcome, Kate. Thank you. The second judge I'd like to introduce, thanks for coming, sir, is Nina Karpe, I think. He's the co-founder and partner at 100X VC, a VC firm which invests in early-stage startups using iSafe notes and aims to invest in 100 startups every year. Nina is the author of a book called Born to Baba. I love the title of that book, by the way. Born to Baba, and that's about business strategy, and was also chairman, Western region of the Confederation of Indian Industries for 2017-2018, and has worked many years as a consultant advising organizations seeking to invest in India. Thank you for coming. Our third judge, Mitesh Shah, is the co-founder of Inflection Point Ventures and a partner at Physis Capital. He's a chartered accountant from ICAI with expertise in finance and strategy and over 15 years of experience in startup and angel investments. Mitesh himself is an active angel investor and has made more than 100 angel investments, mentored several startups, and has been ranked 32nd on Fortune India's list of top 100 angels. Honored to have you here. And our last judge for this evening, Rachel Grimes, is a trailblazer for women in accounting. She's the CFO of Challenger Financial Group Limited, an ASX 200 company, and currently sits on the Australian Professional and Ethical Standard Board. Rachel was also president of the International Federation of Accountants from 2016 to 2018, and ex-president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in 2011, currently now known as Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand. Judges, a privilege to have you. Thank you for joining us. So we're getting to the exciting part here. We moved pretty quick. So what's the winning prize? I've been asked a couple of times, what's the winning prize for these startups pitching tonight? And we thought a lot about this, by the way. We were like, we should give them some education, some money. But I think the biggest prize today would be for these startups to get awareness amongst thousands and thousands of accountants and possibly investors within this group. You know, the most important thing for them is connections. The most important thing for them is advice. And the most important thing for them is brand awareness and engagement. So for them, this is a great opportunity to get on a global stage to showcase what their young business is about. So, and on top of that, they get bragging rights to be the champion at the World Congress of Accountants Startup Pitch Competition. So that's the pitch event. We're about to welcome our first pitch. The first startup that's actually going to join us is Swati Sinha, founder at Vitto Microfinance AI. And this is a virtual pitch.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Am I audible? Yeah. I'm just sharing my screen. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good evening. And thanks for the opportunity to present here. So I'm Swati. I'm the founder of Vitto Microfinance.ai. So who are we? So this is the team which we are working. So I and Kapil are the founders of Microfinance.ai Vitto, and this is the founding team. So we have been working in the microfinancing space for more than 15 years collectively. We have worked with different fintechs, different organizations, and have seen the grassroots problems, challenges faced by Indian informal people in order to access services of finances like credit, savings, pension, insurance, and all. So the idea has started from over there. So what are we doing? So the problem which we are solving is for millions of underserved section of people who belongs to either MSME category or agriculture, farmers or laborers, or millions of women workers who are working in the industry and not able to get services of finances like rupees 10,000 of loan, or they have to travel a lot of distance to get their passport printed or take a small loan from any formal ecosystem of India. So they have to depend upon informal sections to take a small amount of loan and have to pay a huge amount of interest rate, be it 40%, 50% per annum. So this is the problems existing for millions of peoples in India living in nook and corners of country. So what are we doing here? So we are solving the problems for the micro borrowers and for the micro lenders. So all the micro borrowers who belong to this category, almost millions of people who do not have a credit scoring with them, who do not have any assets to back their borrowings, and they have to spend a whole day of wages to travel to take a small amount of loan. And there are hundreds of millions of people like this. So they're not able to get access to services of credit, savings and all. And for the micro lenders who are going to serve this section of people, and they have a huge user base, but there's problem, there's no good technology present with them, and they are doing these kind of activities very much physical. So no very much technology intervention is available, and the last mile delivery is very much challenging for them because they have to serve the people who are living in very, very far corners of country. And there is almost 350 billion dollars of credit gap which exists in the ecosystem of India. So the cost of loan is very high for these people, and the loan size is very low for these people, and they have to spend 2 to 10 days to take a small loan. So this is the whole problem which exists in the current ecosystem of India. So what we are trying to build? So we are trying to build a platform for all these people who speak local language, who belong to this informal category, doesn't have a regular source of income. So we are building a platform and very much focused around all these people whose preferred choice is video, voice, and vernacular. So we are building a vernacular platform for all these people who are not able to speak in English language properly, who are not able to very much technology savvy, not very much literate. So they can do everything in an application with their conversational AI platform, and this can be done in minutes for all these segments of people. So our platform built is in very much local language, as I mentioned, and there is very much tool is available for gradual learning for all these consumers. And we are bridging the gap between the lenders and the borrowers through our platform. And by taking all these customers into our platform, which is not available as of now. So we have 100 millions of customers out there, but hardly 5% of them are present in a digital platform. So everything is happening, but it is happening physically. And in a physical, the pace of change is very much slow. So in order to increase that pace of change, to increase the intuition of these services, we have to build a very much good technology platform for all these people. That's what we are doing. So what we have done till now is that we, in our 6 months from April starting this year, and we have built a strong relationship with all the lender partners. So we have as of now more than 50,000 plus customers who are using this platform to either apply for a new loan or either to repay their existing loan. So all these lenders, existing customers, are using the platform. And we are also partnering with all these lenders and institutions and enabling their all the loan applications, which is available as a physical now, into a digital mode. So everything, be it an MSME loan, be it a group loan, be it an individual loan, every loan is available in our platform. And within 2 minutes, any borrower can download the application and fill the whole application. And starting from their verification to face matching to their bank account check to either, all the verification process is completed and the loan can be disbursed to the borrower's account. So the idea is to bring all the borrowers into a platform and kind of have a physical plus digital model. We have raised a very small, very amount from our pre-seed investors. Like we have investors like Let's Venture is there, FID is there, and we found a circle, and we also got a support from our college, which is London School of Economics, to start the initiative. And we have also have 20 plus angel investors on board who have supported us in our journey and continuously mentoring us, guiding us throughout the process. And so this is what we are doing. So we have wanted to have very much impact and wanted to build a platform for all these millions of people and avail them services of finances like credit, savings, pensions, and all. So yeah, that's all from my side. Thanks a lot.
I have a question. Hi, Swati, great work. I just wanted to understand the competition you have. I believe this is a crowded space. And how do you stand out from competition?
Yeah. Thanks for asking the question. Actually, we have analyzed the whole market. I personally worked in the microfinancing space for more than 8 years with one of the leading organizations named SEWA. In SEWA, I was handling their operations in the state of Bihar, with which we have like more than lakhs of women members. So we have seen all the the grassroots people who face the challenges in order to access the services of small loans and all. And we have analyzed the competition as well. So many of the competition, I would say, are are trying to serve the people who are coming from millennial background or from affluent segment, because the kind of segment which we are targeting as of now, it's very much not present in the digital platform. So that is the USP of the platform, that we are going to have some kind of physical model plus digital model, which is as of now not present in the Indian ecosystem. And also the technology space, like all the technology providers are very much focused around the lenders. Like they're making the life easy for the lenders, doing some good softwares to manage their loans, to disperse their loans. Everything is there, but from the customer's perspective, there is not very much present in the customer's perspective, because the assumption is that the customer is not very much technology friendly, not very much English savvy, so they cannot use the platform. So our core USP is that we wanted to build a platform for all these millions of people who are not very much tech savvy, not very much English friendly, but they can use the platform, because that is what we have built specifically for these people, because our focus is to build a video, voice, and vernacular focused platform, and that is not present across the country, because we have spoken to n number of institutions, n number of partners, stakeholders, and that is the USP for our platform, because we have built this platform for the people which we have targeted.
So thanks, Swati. Hi, this is Mitesh. Nice presentation. I'll slightly disagree with you that there is... Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll slightly disagree with you when you say there is no competition and you're unique. It's good to feel that, but I think there are a lot of competitors in this space. So that's one angle. So I'll just restrict to one question. What's the portfolio performance so far? The biggest problem with this particular sector is the high amount of NPAs and all. So what's the performance so far, and how do you take care of the NPAs?
Yeah, so personally, I have worked in the microfinancing space, and I have seen that the NPA ratio in this segment is very like less than 2%, I would say. And with which we have started is like we are working with the lenders, and have seen that in the times of COVID and after COVID, the ratio has risen. But yeah, in after a point of time, it's like less than 2%, I believe, in the whole ecosystem with which we are working. And in the competition space, sir, I would say that we have like seen the companies which we are like which in the ecosystem, and we have seen that yeah, people are building solutions, but in order to serve all these customers, you have to have some kind of strong model which is not very much towards digital, but it should have some kind of physical plus digital presence, which we wanted to build.
I don't think you can hear me, so maybe I'll use that. Swati, thank you so much for your pitch and all your hard work. I hope you felt paid off. Thank you very much for joining us today. Stay on the line, as in don't leave, and we'll be in touch at the end of the pitch again.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're moving on to the second pitch of the day, and this time is from James Rose, founder at Snare from Sydney, Australia.
I do take a little bit of offense to that because I'm from Brisbane, but I'll pretend that didn't. I'll just leave that slide for now. All right, guys. Thanks for having me. So I'm going to start out with a bit of a story. Actually, doesn't look like my slides are up yet. Anyway, I'll start anyway. So yeah, start out with a bit of a story that I think a lot of you guys are probably familiar with. So picture this, it's tax time and you need a bunch of information from your clients to actually do their tax return. So you send off an email with maybe 10 questions in it, some documents and some questions just for your client to answer. And you'll chase them up for maybe a couple of weeks and they'll get back to you finally and they'll answer maybe 8 questions if you're lucky. And 2 or 3 of those, they're probably not even the right document. They probably haven't answered the question correct. And now this just kicks off this awful email and back and forth process to try and get the information you need to just do your job. You might try client portals, you might try shared folders, you know, sometimes you just got to call them just to get any shred of info that you need to actually be able to do the work that you want to do. Snare is a streamlined end-to-end process for collecting information from clients. So whether that's for client onboarding, end of year tax, monthly queries, anytime you need information from a client, that's what we fix. It's probably wondering how. So we think the core to all of this is that an amazing client experience. Because if oh, am I good?
The next one is a face-to-face pitch. Do we know if the guys here?
Oh, I've got
going,
some
James,
random
you're all
audio
good.
in the background. Yeah, okay. Right. So the core of all of this is an amazing client experience. So what we believe is that if it's easy for your client, you'll get what you need faster and they'll be left with a better impression of your firm, which goes a long way. We do this by having one thing on screen for them to focus on, one question at a time where you can provide instructions, preempt the questions they're going to ask so they get it right the first time. So you don't have to go back and forth over and over. Everything they type in, everything they upload saved on the fly. And so there's no risk of them losing their work. If they get stuck on something, they can just pop out that box on the right there and ask a question. And if they do upload the wrong thing, you can just hit reject and they'll be prompted to come straight back in and fix just that one thing. So you don't have to spin off yet another email thread. To keep them accountable, you know, if they forget to come back and give you the information, we just send automatic reminders, which you can fully customize. How often they go out and what they say, totally up to you. Now, looking at your side of the platform, you get a nice little dashboard where you can see the progress of every request you've got out with all your clients, see the progress of everyone at a glance. Once you've got all the information from clients, you can push it out. You can push it out to the systems you're already using with one of our integrations, or you can just export it as a nice little file that you can upload wherever you like. We know how important security is for the accounting industry, so we spend a lot of time making sure both you and your client's data is secure. Now, the big benefit, really, the main thing we do is save people time, right? Like most products, but we have some data from our customers that shows we get around an average or median of 80% reduction in the amount of time spent chasing clients up for info, which is massive because this is a big problem for so many firms. But I think what's more important here is this middle stat, which 79% of people said they've received direct positive feedback from their clients about using Content Snare. So if that sounds good, just grab a 14-day trial at contentsnare.com or feel free to connect with me at these Twitter or email here.
Fantastic. Thank you, James. And appreciate you being here. We know it's midnight where you are. I've got a quick question in terms of how many current customers have you got or are you testing with?
Yeah, so around 1,100. But interestingly, we didn't start in the accounting space. We built this product for web designers originally because that's where I was based. Accountants found us. And so we've only been focusing on accountants for probably 18 months, and we're at maybe 200, I'll say, accountants. I don't know the exact number, but about that.
Congratulations, James. Great presentation. You talked about if people had an issue that they drop back out and could ask a question. What sort of support do you have around that ability for people to ask a question?
Right. So in that case, that would be the client asking the firm a question. We're not jumping in there on behalf of the firm. So we do have our own support for firms who want our help using the product. But when a client gets stuck on something, they ask a question that goes directly to the firm. So you can answer it right there instead of having to do that over email.
Excellent. Thank you. And do you feel that there's any other areas you focused on the accountants? Do you see that this has got the capacity to support other professions? James, we've lost you, I think. We've just frozen. All right, I'm happy to hold that there and I'll hand back to our host. Thank you, James.
Oh, he's back.
James, we've got you back, so we'll just repeat the question. You've targeted the accounting profession, particularly tax. Do you see
recording in progress,
other opportunities in other professions for this product? Back to you, host, I think.
Yeah. You know how we told you we've never done this before? I think you can tell, no? This is a first. We're giving it all a go. So the next startup.
We still can't hear anything virtually. If that's I don't know what's going on at the other end. It looks like I'm still on stage. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Well, he can't hear me, so we'll just dial him out. Can I bring Clare Leighton, co-founder of Bluesheets, on, please?
Main stage is currently showing as muted on Zoom, so I'm not sure if that's it.
James, thank you. We've moved on to pitch 3. Thank you very much for your presentation. Great job. Thank you.
Is Mayur in the room somewhere? He is. Awesome. Welcome. This is the clicker. Mayur, Zanwar, CA, TruScholar, everyone.
Hello. I'm audible. It's an honor and privilege for me to present a revolutionary solution, TruScholar, in front of the esteemed audience. I'm Mayur, and yes, I'm chartered accountant. I can understand with all the fellow chartered accountants how important a certificate, an academic certificate specifically, is important in our life. With great efforts, we have got this qualification. But can you imagine a person getting this degree or similar type of degree with no efforts? And such is the problem prevailing in India. Fraudulent claims, fraudulent certificate, fake certificates. And there we are trying to curb this big problem of the industry of reducing the fake certificate in India. Moving on, the current process of issuance of certificate by institutes, universities is quite traditional. It's plagued by a number of problems. Physical certificates are issued in PDF, JPEG file, which is very low-tech digitization. Incurred lot of cost for the issuance. Hacking of centralized server is possible. And above all, the industry is not able to appoint the right person for the right job because the skills are nowhere mapped in the ecosystem. Consequence is the learner are not able to get the right job and the industry is not able to get the right person for the right job. Yes, the recent survey by EY clearly spelled out that the industry is facing a big challenge in background verification. There are a lot of fraudulent certificates, claims shared by the employees, and after verification, it comes to picture that nowhere the skills were gained by those candidates. And above all, the biggest cause for the industry is huge amount of background verification costs incurred by them. So here we are to bring a revolutionary solution on distributed technology, blockchain technology. It helps to just build the complete ecosystem. You can just see the issuer is issuing a credential, learner is holding the credential, and the verifier and the corporates is verifying the credential, the same copy. The single version of truth is prevailing the whole ecosystem. सच का कोई दूसरा रूप नहीं हो सकता है दोस्तों. That is the true truth. Now, with the help of blockchain technology, everything is being taken care. 100% immutable and tamper-proof credential being shared across the ecosystem, secured, faster, and cost-effective for all the issuer. So we are just trying to justify the requirement of the ecosystem, the education sector, the industry, the institutes are able to just eliminate the fraudulent claims and increase their admission, reduce the defamation. For the issuers, they can hold the credential in the simple credential wallet, lifelong. If I can ask you, can you just share me your CS certificate right now? No, it is somewhere in Almira, but in there you can store in the credential wallet. Now, above all, the corporates can easily hire as per the requirement by mapping the skill of the right person with the help of this technology. So now, TruScholar is helping all the institutes, academies to issue digital certificate, e-learning platforms. Corporates can also issue training certificate, employee relieving certificate, experience certificate. Just day before yesterday, we have seen the news of Accenture got the fake certificate of various employees. Big news. Friends, a team, a perfect blend of passion and experience, and happy and proud to say, a team with more than 10 chartered accountants playing different roles in the organization from sales, marketing, and product development. Yes, what is my ask? My ask is not only the fund for the sake of funding. My ask is to all the accountants of the world to partner to achieve 100% curbing of the fraudulent claims which are prevailing in the world. To partner for one earth, one truth for credential. To partner for right job, for right skill. And lastly, you can be part of this fantastic journey of growth and true digitalization of credential. I thank you everyone, our early adopters who has believed in us for this digital transformation through blockchain technology. Thank you very much.
Mayur. Thanks, Mayur. First of all, amazing passion and energy. A huge round of applause for Mayur, guys. I think truly you believe and I think you are enjoying what you are doing. So that shows. And that's very important when you are at early stage founder. You know, couple of things I think would just love to understand, is it only restricted to the certificate verification or it's complete background verification, including the previous history, you know, any sort of cases or other thing, because there are other horizontal background verification platforms as well, which does similar jobs. So just wanted to understand the positioning a little better.
Great. So as a beachhead market, we started with academic credential and non-academic credential for the education sector. After bringing all the academic credentials on the platform, definitely there are n number of other use cases caste certificate, criminal records, civil records, which we can bring on the top of this solution.
Mayur, you always amaze me. Amazing, amazing job.
Thank
I
you.
was just wondering if, things like DigiLocker and other government initiatives will take some part of your work, because if government does it, will person come to you?
Yes, great question. Thank you, sir. So we even thought this problem that DigiLocker may come with their own blockchain solution. तो कहते हैं ना दोस्त को दोस्त दुश्मन को दोस्त बना लो. So now we are partner with DigiLocker, and only platform in world to be listed on DigiLocker website. So moment a certificate is issued to a learner, it automatically gets sparked in the DigiLocker account of the learner also. So now DigiLocker is also promoting that why can't you issue a certificate which is also encrypted by blockchain technology, as well as at the same time it gets sparked into the DigiLocker account of the learner also.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was passionate indeed. Moving on to our pitch contestant number 4, Clare Leighton, co-founder and COO at Bluesheets.
Good evening. Hopefully we keep the connection here. Always the way these things go, we get to the tech and innovation part of the day and the tech doesn't want to play ball. So hopefully we can maintain. And I'm just checking to see if my slides are coming up. I don't think they are yet, so I'll just give it a moment before we get stuck in.
Yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead.
Oh yeah, no worries. Sorry, it looks like the slides aren't up just from my end. Sorry about that. So, well, good evening. I am Clare, co-founder and CEO of Bluesheets. Great to be here with you all, not just virtually this evening, to have this opportunity to share a bit about how Bluesheets, our AI-powered financial data platform, is helping accountants around the world to make time for what matters most. Accountants that are using Bluesheets are delivering better, faster services to their clients. They're improving their internal efficiency, they're increasing their capacity to grow,
Hey, Claire,
while lowering their
so sorry to
operating
interrupt,
costs.
Claire. Can you hear us? If you're trying
Yeah,
to
I can
project
hear you.
a deck or something, we can't see. Oh, now we can. Please go ahead now.
Okay. Well, look, I'm just going to troop on. Hopefully you can see the slides. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll get to this by the end in Q&A and I can pull these back up maybe. So hopefully, you've got the gist of that. It's a ton of value being delivered to accountants that are using our platform to automate. These guys are saving consistently up to 90% of the time that it takes to process all of their client bookkeeping. So my question to you all is, what would you do if you had that time back? And if you will allow me to try at least to read what's on your mind for a moment in the room. I'm guessing that a lot of you are thinking about increasing high value services to your clients, maybe growing your business, but maybe also time to spend with your clients, maybe time with your family, maybe just enjoying your hobbies. So, and while I'm here, reading your mind, tapping about, I'm thinking you're also thinking something along the lines of, this sounds a little good to be true. So please let me explain. Firstly, what is Bluesheets? Bluesheets is a financial data platform. We sit in between the tools and systems that accountants and their clients are already using to help digitize and automate those financial workflows. So how are we doing this? We have a suite of off-the-shelf integrations. It makes it really easy for you to set up and go, regardless of the tools and systems that your clients are using, or how you're already working with them to try and retrieve that information for their accounts. So with these plug and play integrations, you can easily connect to those online systems, but you can also connect into any popular communication tool. That could be emails, Slack, and WhatsApp, to collect that offline data portion as well. So images, PDFs, Excel files, and so on, which are automatically retrieved into our system. You can also, very simply scan, send, or upload directly to our user-friendly portal as well. And then the Bluesheets engine works its magic. So what's happening here is every available data point from that file or from the direct API call Anything offline is being digitized, it's categorized, it's verified automatically for accuracy and screened for duplicates. And then you have all of that accounts payable and receivable data digitized down to line item level detail and ready to go. So where does it go? Of course, it goes to your accounting system. When you set up with bluesheets, you'll connect your accounting systems. It's just a couple of clicks, and you assign some workflow settings. Simply, that's just you telling bluesheets how you want to code that data into the accounting system. You set it up once and it's automated forever. So these robust integrations into all of the major accounting and ERP systems, Xero, Tally, NetSuite, SAP, and so on, really deep integrations that mean with our workflow settings, you can actually tell bluesheets how exactly you want those entries to look. What contacts go to which account codes, tax codes, project categories, and you can do that down to line item level detail as well. So your entries are published in the accounting system, so into the journal or the ledger automatically, already completed. We also allow for simultaneous exports, which means you can be sending that data, yes, off to the accounting system automatically, but you can also be sending it back to your client. You can send it off to reporting or data visualization tools, or even off to another system like cloud storage. Now, this is what I would describe, simply, we put it as a many-to-one and one-to-many solution. To recap here, you've then got all of your client data being automatically retrieved, pulled into the bluesheet system where it's digitized, it's categorized, verified. We also store everything securely on the bluesheets cloud. And then it's automatically exported and published into your accounting system, already coded, down to line item level mapping. Now you can also, we've got all the bells and whistles that I won't go into in the 3 minutes that we've got, but you can make use of advanced features like automatic 2- and 3-way matching. You can add approval workflows, either internally or collaborating with your clients, and expense management features as well. You can easily oversee bookkeeping for all of your clients in one portal. You can choose to collaborate with them or not. We can just be completely behind the scenes, well-oiled machine in your operation back of house. It's completely up to you. Everything also in that process, I should mention, is time and user stamp. So you've got complete transparency over all of that data flow. Now you can replace manual downloading and uploading of files and photos, manually keying in data, maybe correcting OCR entries, tediously assigning account codes and tax codes line by line. You can replace that all with one simple bluesheet subscription. So if you're ready to save time, to grow your business, improve your client and employee outcomes, I would welcome you to reach out to us. You can scan here to learn more. You can book a demo with the team, or feel free to reach out to us at bluesheets.io. Thank you.
Can we please give a round of applause to bluesheets? I don't know if you guys heard the announcement at the start of the day, but you know how we were talking about CA Catalyst does programs for public practice firms to help you modernize your business and stuff. And we're offering a prize. I think we're offering 5 prizes, and there is possibly a business card underneath your seat. And if you're one of those lucky people that actually has this business card, we will be giving you $1,000 worth of educational products and a little bit of consulting with regards to helping your practice evolve. Oh yeah, we've got to do that too. Sorry.
All right.
You can look for the cards later. I can talk to you later about this. You don't have to bring it to stage just yet. Yeah, we'll connect with you later, but that's something I wanted to communicate. You're not ready to open your practice yet, I don't think. Anyways, I missed one important part. Claire, I'm so sorry. We missed the whole Q&A bit. We're going to get into it now.
Thank you, Claire, for a great presentation. I think you've got a lot of accountants here very worried that they won't have a job because that sounds fantastic. What would be the average time to set up a client on this program?
Great question. Thank you. And even just to kick off, if I might, with answering that, really our aim here, and we do get asked that a lot, are we here to replace accountants? Absolutely not. About 90% of accounting, repetitive tasks can be fully automated by AI and ML powered solutions like ours. Our aim is to empower the accountants to spend time on the more high value tasks. Guys are crazy smart, add a ton of value to your clients. We want to free you up to focus on that side of things. So to implement and set up a client on bluesheets, it can be done in a day. It's really up to you and how elaborate you want to go down to with this, with the automation at line item level, for example, how big your clients are, that sort of thing. But to give you an example, we kicked off with a firm that covers most of APAC. They're Singapore-based, covers APAC and UK with 8,000 clients in a couple of days. So we do have a self-serve. You can sign up and have a look around. You can engage with our onboarding team who will also help you set up, navigate the platform to do those rules. But we've got some shortcuts in there to make that setup process really straightforward and seamless as well.
So that was an amazing presentation. Congratulations what you're doing. I was just wondering, what is your target market? Is it medium-sized industries? Is it large, small?
Thank you so much, firstly. And yeah, great question. So we actually started working directly with businesses, with smaller accountants, and really, I'm sure you can imagine just where the mess of data is, the more data, the messier, the more value we can add. So the sweet spot for bluesheets is really at medium-sized accounting firms and up. We are processing data at a huge scale already for enterprises, but really counting financial services in the mid-market segment is our target.
Okay, thank you.
Another round of applause, please. So we've gone through 4 pitches. We've got 2 more left. The 5th pitch for the night is Shubham Jain from Trade Reboot. Welcome.
Hello everyone, am I audible? Yeah. So good evening everyone, thank you for having me here. Myself Shubham, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Trade Reboot FinTech. So before moving forward, can we have a quick round of hand of how many present here have been in some kind of export-import business, or those who have clients who have been into export-import, like a quick raise? All right, beautiful. So I think it would be easy for me to take things forward, since around 50% of us have been in the export-import. So we are a digital trade platform that aims to provide digital trade finance services to the MSME exporters and importers so that they can digitize their international trade and also get working capital solutions from us. So the oldest sea trade that we have is 3000 BC between India and Mesopotamia. And if you look in this 5,000-year-old history, nothing much has changed in the international trade system. Just the scales have changed. So if you look at the problems, we are still using that manual paperwork. We are still having that working capital crisis. You see the interest rate are getting hiked, so there's a lot of liquidity crisis. You have delayed timelines for your shipment. You are getting delayed payments. If you look at the bank side, the banks doesn't seem too happy as well. Like they are facing KYC issues. They are having their AML issues. They need to check for duplicate financing. So neither the businesses are happy, neither the financials are happy, and we have the tech. So we thought, why not just build something around that? And as you might have observed in our first slide, we have mentioned blockchain and trade finance. So why blockchain? Well, the short answer is because it provides us with the solutions to these problems that we highlight. So just to give a brief, we have smart contracts. The blockchain allows us to create smart contracts which can be executed on a public ledger. You can tokenize your invoice. If no single financier is funding you, you can just tokenize your invoice, get it discounting from a pool of investors to get your working capital requirements met. Governments are rolling out with central bank digital currency. So how will businesses adopt to this? Trade Reboot is there with this integration so that you can get like attached to CBDCs quite seamlessly. Just to give a brief of the services, this is what we provide on a single digital platform to the MSMEs. This is just a plug and play module that you need to do with your ERPs, and you can get your working capital requirements met, be it factoring, bill discounting, confirmation, you just name it, and we have the service. As of now, we have just around 1,100 exporters onboarded, on which we have around $52 million of credit worth issued in just past 1 year. And we have around 15 international banks and NBFCs on the platform that are helping us catering to these services to the digital businesses. Moving forward, so this is our team. We have Kamaji, he has 30 years of experience in trade finance for working in banks like HSBC, Standard Chartered, Mashruq. We have Garima, who is taking care of our legal and finance. We have our Chief Commercial Officer, Arpit. He has been 6 years of experience in Forex and Treasury, and myself, Shubham. And just to quote, like yesterday, our Honorable Minister of Finance was here, and she emphasized adoption of technology is necessary for transparent accounting system. We have the technology, we have the solution, what we require is the adoption. And I think this conference sets us the stage for us to get things adopted for our clients. So we are the solution and we are just waiting for the technology to get adapted. Thank you.
So that's great, Shubham. Fantastic. I just want to understand your positioning. Is it a platform for finance services, or is it a platform for ensuring the process moves fast?
So, sir, we have a platform for getting the trade finance services and a plug-and-play API-based module which you can integrate into your existing ERP for contract management services and documentation management services. Both are there.
Thanks, Shubham. Thanks for a lovely pitch. What's the model? What is the monetization model for Trade Reboot? Do we make commission or charges from the exporter or from the banks or NBFCs?
So currently, since it's a digital platform and the exporters are not that friendly or they have this hesitancy, so it's free for the exporters as of now, and we are charging a commission to the NBFCs and banks for bringing them the business. But in the future, we will have a subscription-based model for the exporters to avail these services that we are providing on the platform.
Awesome, thanks.
That was a short and sharp pitch. Nice work. We're moving on to the last pitch of the evening. The last pitch is from Footprint Lab, and presenting we'll have Janet Salem.
Okay, hi everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here. I'd like to thank the organisers for inviting me to join. I'm here from Footprint Lab, and I want to start by acknowledging that earlier this week and all throughout this week, all countries of the world are at Sharm el-Sheikh negotiating the final India laid out their plans for long-term decarbonisation, which was great to see. And also great that WCOA is a carbon neutral event. So really wonderful for environmentalists like me to see so much action being taken on climate change. Footprint Lab is here to help and also to empower accountants to be at the centre and at the front lines of this fight against As of today, 309 financial institutions managing over $80 trillion in financial assets have signed up to the Partnership on Carbon
Recording in progress.
Report on the carbon footprint of their assets. And why is that? It's because if we want the climate action that we're seeing at the top, And I think my slides, they maybe get, if we want the climate change action that we see at the top of the screen, we need the banks that hold the finance, as well as all the companies that they're financing and the individuals using the banks to take climate action. They need to know where they stand in terms of their carbon footprint and what they can do about that. And to help them with that, there's a huge industry of fintechs and carbon accountants emerging, and we believe accountants are a big part of that. There are a lot of standards that accountants will have to report against. It's quite confusing and easy to get wrong. And that's where Footprint Lab comes in. We provide the data in a format that is either via API, or we can also provide it in other formats that easily integrates into financial data. And we do that by bringing the best of academic and UN data into commercial uses. So our data is already used by the UN and it's part of the official metadata for the Sustainable Development Goals. And in Australia, it's also used by the leading research institution and the climate certification body. But now it's great to see that the carbon accounting software is starting to manage integrations into accounting and bank software. What we believe that can also be done a lot easier and more directly. The team behind it is myself and my co-founder, Tim Baines, and then there's the research community in the universities that we work with. My background is the past 17 years I've worked at the United Nations managing sustainability programs, and I'm currently a PhD candidate on integrating sustainability data into fintech. And my co-founder is a scientist who's been working in this domain for also a couple of decades. So our product is not an app, unlike some of the other beautiful pictures you've seen, but we are data as a service. We provide the carbon footprint per dollar for any sector in any country. We cover 187 countries, including India, hundreds of products per country, and we can customize it. Importantly, we can also provide an audit trail. So when people check as they do, we'll be able to tell you how it works. Difficult to produce this data, but it's really easy to use it once we've got it. When you look at fintechs, in particular with open banking, behind each transaction, you will see enough data fields. For example, the amount of the transaction and a categorization of the transaction and the location. And then we can match that with the carbon intensity. So on the side, you'll see a little carbon report where you have your ledger or the categories of your expenditures, the amounts, and then we provide the carbon intensity per dollar. And all you have to do is multiply the two to get the carbon footprint. But there are lots of other use cases that we'd love to explore with different fintechs, including corporate reporting and point of sale payments. So the sky's the limit. It's up to the creativity of the accounting world out there. So we'd love to work together with you to help make some of these policy goals a reality and to help mitigate climate change for future generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. I'm fortunate this is the second time that I have seen this pitch, so great work in terms of evolving it. I'm curious just to understand competitors out there.
Yep. So this is the raw data out there. So there's about 2 or 3 others in the world that can produce the data at this scale. And it does involve a consortium of universities in each time. But this data source is the only one that's been selected by the United Nations as the official metadata. Then we can provide that to carbon calculators who are able to process it and provide a really interesting user journey and user interface for practical applications so that can integrate into they can collect that carbon data, accounting data, like bluesheets or content Snare, for instance. They're really great at managing financial data. And so this would be simply another variable that they could integrate into their platform.
So great work, Janet. I had a quick question in terms of how many clients do you have and what is the revenue model? Is it an annual model? Is it subscription? It is based on transactions? Just curious to understand, but good work.
Yeah, thanks. So currently the the clients have gone directly to the university. It's been quite a difficult process, which is why we've set up as the commercialization branch for the university to handle that. So currently there are, I'd say, about a dozen clients only of this data in the commercial settings, but perhaps several dozen in the public sector. So for instance, the UN, I used to buy the data at the UN. Now, that's why we want to expand, because I was looking at that data thinking there's a lot more that can be done, and it's going into these public reports that no one reads. So the revenue model is something we're working out. It's data as a service. So we're thinking either a flat rate subscription or a pay as you use, which would be enabled by the API. So it's one of the two. And so we're testing out the two models at the moment.
Thank you.
Mic test. Is my mic on? It's on? Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know, but for the Australian startups actually dialing in for this session today, it's after midnight for them. So they're probably having 4 cups of coffee, top half professional, bottom half pajamas, as they do this presentation. So I think they deserve a round of applause for participating. So we have come to the end of the 6th pitch. So it is now time for all of you to pull out your apps again and vote for the winning pitch of WCOA Startup Pitch Competition 2022. So the 6 startups are Vitto, Microfinance AI, where we had Swati, we had James Rose from Snare, CA Mayur from TruScholar, Clare Leighton from Bluesheets as number 4, Shubham Jain from Reboot number 5, and Janet Salem from Footprint Lab number 6. We'll give it a few minutes. Can we get a grid view of all the contestants, please, if that's possible, the virtual ones? Can I get a hands up if you finished voting? Yeah, that's the most of you. That's awesome. All right, I think we're ready to announce the winner. The winner for, I'm hoping it's going to come up on screen, yeah? So the winner for the Startup Pitch Competition of World Congress of Accountants Mumbai 2022 is, drum roll, CA Mayur Zanwar TruScholar. Congratulations. We actually have a trophy for you, by the way. Come up on stage. Would you like to give it? Take a few photos. Congratulations. Judges, thank you so much for doing this. That was awesome. Sorry?